A Just One Right production. Alrighty, just got done watching Old, an American thriller written, directed, and co-produced by M. Night Shyamalan, based on a graphic novel, Sandcastle. Right off the bat, I enjoyed the movie. The trailer caught my curiosity because, look at this, a bunch of people go into an island and they start to grow old. And when you're older, like, already in your late 20s, 30s, you won't notice big differences until, you start seeing the gray hairs and maybe some wrinkles here and there. But the fact that there were at least 3 children involved, you could see, they start off as kids and now they're grown as young adults. The trailer did a good job piquing my interest. I enjoyed the movie. M. Night did a great job with this film. Shot nicely. The acting was pretty good all around. But now that I talked about it briefly without spoiling anything, and I do recommend people give it a watch, let me go ahead and just spoil it. It's an M. Night Shyamalan film, so naturally there is a twist. And the twist is the island, or at least the resort in this island, is a front for a pharmaceutical company to do some clinical trials on a bunch of unsuspecting victims. And apparently this pharmaceutical company is very big. They know all your medical conditions. So it's like, all right, well, let's just select some people. And if they happen to have any healthy family members, even children, fuck them. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. They use these people to test all the drugs that they have to help people with those conditions. There's one character who has epilepsy and she suffers a seizure in the film. But then, once we see her on the beach with all these other people, she doesn't have him anymore. It's established that she has it every now and again, but if you age faster on this part of the beach, it's time going by faster. So you would have expected her to have one and, die immediately. But no, she never did. Up until much later in the film. So what they gave her worked. So it's just one of those moral questions, is it worth sacrificing a few lives to save more lives? If the audio sucks, it's because while editing I lost the rest of the recorded spoilers, but here's what happened. After everyone pretty much died, all that remains are the siblings, and they estimate that they have about 13 hours to live now that they are more or less in their early 50s. They decide to make a swim for it past the coral, and effectively passing the effects of the aging beach. Once they arrived to the resort, they confronted a police officer with evidence of missing people, of their names and their addresses that they found in a book at the beach. The police officer then called for reinforcements, and members of the resort and pharmacy staff have been arrested, and the siblings are then flown to reunite with their aunt, with the police officer asking, "Is she going to be alright with this?" He replied with, "How would you feel if a 50-year-old man called you and said he's your 6-year-old nephew?" So it ends on a happy note, because at least there's 2 survivors and a few more people are spared the fate of the prior 73 test subjects. But then again, it goes back to that moral ethical dilemma. Is it worth experimenting on a few people if it guarantees better health and longevity for millions of others? But, that's more of a discussion question for people after they watch the film. But like I said, I enjoyed the film. That was Old. And here's looking to the next film,